Good morning, everyone. So let us now start today. So today I am going to share something very interesting with you. You could use the online Linux terminals for your practicals, but there is a limitation for all these things. So today I will try to find out some more alternative to this Ubuntu terminal. See, what I am going to show you is not the alternative, you could say, to the Ubuntu, because Ubuntu is a very powerful operating system. So I am just showing you something that will be some kind of means you can say shortcut for using terminal on your Windows operating system. And as with every freeware, this particular thing that I'm going to show you has some drawbacks. So some of them we will solve it for our practical purpose. Today I'm going to show you one software called as Cygwin. So in Google, just type there download Cygwin. So this Google will take you to this Cygwin installation. Basically what this Cygwin is, this is just a freeware, and here now see two types of versions are there: installing and updating Cygwin for 64 bits of Windows and for the 32 bit of version. So it depends on which bit version of Windows you people are having. So mostly now 64 bit is prevalent. So I'm going to just download this. So I just click on this setup. Let us click on this setup. So when you click on that setup 8664 exe, you get such type of exe installation process. So just click on run. So the setup looks like something like this. After this, just click on next. Then the next option is install from internet. Now so far you have been using online platform. So the first time when you install Cygwin, and you have to configure it as well. So for that period you definitely need internet, but once everything is installed, then you need not have internet on your system for running your scripts files or whatever commands that you want to run. So first time you have to use this option, install from internet, then click on next. Then it claims to occupy this C drive Cygwin folder. So install it for all users. Then next, now the local package directory, usually I keep it in downloads, but if you want to put it in another folder, that is also okay. Then I will show you what is the use of this after this. Then next, then you just keep this default depending on your system. Depending on your internet speed, this will take some time. So there are many mirrors available or FTP sites. You can choose any one of them, and if does not work, then you go back and choose another one. So this will take a little bit time. So remember, when the first time you install this Cygwin, not everything is installed on your system. By default, first time it will install only 100 MB of your packages. So first time I will just keep the option default. So either you can Miss later on I'll show you for our purpose how to use this again. So first time I will just keep the default, and I'll keep the best approach here, and then click on next. So next, then it will just ask us what type of packages it is going to install. So I will just keep the default as it is, then click on next. So now the installation has started. So it will take some time for installation. So let us wait for a while and see what then happens after the complete installation. And remember one thing, means first time when you set up this, not everything will be installed. You have to configure it a little bit for our purpose. So I'll show you what things are not installed in the first run, and then how to overcome that. So let us wait. Now the installation is complete. So just keep this default create icon on desktop or add icon. Then just click on finish. After finishing, just show you how it looks like on your desktop. Observe here, such type of terminal will appear. See, one shortcut is created on your desktop. So just shortcut appears on your desktop and you just double click on that. Then you will get a windows like this. This is a full screen I have done. You may think that this is quite black, does not look like our Ubuntu. So let us now a little bit modify this. So just click on options, okay? Then first thing is that I'm going to work on the background, right? Now since I am very much fan of that Ubuntu color, right? So little bit near that I'll use this option, color this, okay? Apply it, right? So it does give you a feeling like you are working in your Ubuntu terminal. Then another thing I want is that font is very small. So I'll just click on the text, select this, and I'm okay with this font Lucida. I'm just increasing the size. So say suppose I set it to 20, I apply it, save it. Now observe the difference. Means does look like your Ubuntu terminal, isn't it? Now let us check whether the commands are working here or not. So say suppose I give here my date command. So this is now giving me the result. So this is in Windows. I'll minimize this. Let us check whether all the different commands are possible or not in this terminal. So let us try some more commands. Say suppose if I try cal command. So just press enter. Yes, it is being run. Now say suppose I use cal with -3. Yes, it is showing me. Now let us try something different and say suppose I want to run the bash script. So what I am going to do is that, see what I have done is that I have just copied the text, and what I intend to do here is that I'll just copy paste that. So very simple. Just what I have to do is that write here cat, then this symbol, and say suppose if I put here file.sh. Now I want to paste the content of that text file, isn't it? Just right click here and let us see paste. So whatever was there in that content, that is now copied here. So now this is first line. So I think this should be commented. We will see how we can modify this. So as you know, we will end this with our control D. So let us try to run this script file, whether this runs or not. So it won't show anything because there are some issues with this. So say suppose right now there is no file here in this terminal. I just install it in front of you. So this will not give me anything. So how to fix this file1.sh? So I'll just put here my VI editor, call the VI editor file1.sh. So this will open my VI editor. So by default we are in command mode. So I just have to write this first file as comment, isn't it? So I'll insert there I command and I will just put there this comment symbol. Then I will come down. Then next what I will do is that again I'll come here and say suppose I'll just put here enter and say suppose I'll write here echo by, then press escape colon WQ. Then let us see now whether it runs or not. So bash file1.sh. So it will again ask me some file name. So I'll just put the same file name because it is the only file right now, and just see it has made displayed me the result. Bye. So in this way you can copy paste between your text file and in your shell script files. But as I have told you earlier, this is not the perfect alternative. So obviously this has some lacunas. So let us see what this is lacking. So suppose if I try to use the banner command. So let us see the output. So see here, it tells me that actually command is not found. And say suppose if I try to compile my file of FIFO or FCFS, whatever. So if I just put here GCC, again it will tell me that GCC is not there. So why it is not there? Because if you recall, we have not installed everything. Like I have told you, only 100 MB of packages are installed. So now I will tell you, say suppose if you want to run your FIFO FCFS file or you want to run your banner command within this software, what you have to do. See, now I will go to my download folders. This is the file that I have downloaded, and if you recall, I have given the path of that downloads folder. Say suppose I want to make work that banner command and GCC command. So what I have to do, just click on this setup again and click on run. So when you click on that exe file, again the setup you have to run. So just click on next. Again use the option install from internet. Next. Again same thing. Next. Again same thing. Next. Next. Just wait for a while. Then again keep the default as whatever you have kept. When it comes to this window, there is where you have to make the difference second time. So see here inside this view, first thing that suppose you have to run the banner command, right? So that banner command is present within one particular package called as Cygwin utils extra. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to type here cyg utils dash extra and just press on, means go to full, and then see it has found this particular package. So as here you can see the status is kept. So if I want to install the banner command, then what I have to make the change here. Here instead of skip, see you choose the latest version, and here then next you will going to install this. So click on next. Now once again it will start installing. So click on next. Now it is going to install the package in which that banner command is there. So finish this. We are already having icon on desktop and menu. So I'm not going to check that again. So click on finish. Once again I'll go to the my Cygwin terminal. So let us go there. Now let us try whether this works or not. As you can see, this banner is now visible. So in this way, you can install the banner command. Now next, what I am going to do, I am going to create that FIFO file for running. So currently there is no file. So let me first copy it from my text file and then I will put it here, and then I'll try to run this, but as you know there is no GCC, so it won't be compiled and run. So first let me copy that content, cat fifo.c. Let me copy the content. So I have just done what, just open my this particular file, text file, and now I will just put it in terminal. So just right click and click on paste. So everything will be copied here, and then end this with Control D. So if you just check the ls command, this file now has been created. Now if I try to run this gcc -o fifo.c, you can see here by default GCC is not installed. So now we are going to fix this. So how to fix this? Again I have to run the setup. We'll go to our downloads file. So see here, again I'll run this setup file. This Cygwin setup we have to run again. Okay, this time also you need internet. Now this time I'm going to show you how to run C programs. So see here, again we have to go to this particular window. Now carefully observe here. So you just go to here category. So by default it shows all. Click on this plus symbol. Now this particular running of C program, it belongs to development, isn't it? So what we are going to do is that, means you can search also here, but for our purpose I'll show you here. Just click on DEVL, means for development. So here you will find all sorts of compilers. Then under develop, you just search for GCC core. Take this GCC core. So take this version. Then GCC C++, take this version and let us install it. So finish this. Let us again go back to our Cygwin in terminal. So here, let me clear this. So here you run the gcc command .c. So compilation has been completed. And now let us run this. So for running this, just type here dot slash FIFO. So here enter the number of pages, say suppose 10, and let us say the values are 9, 7, 6, 1, 7, 6, 1, 2, 7, 2. So let us check the number of frames. Say suppose it is 3. Press enter and see here you have obtained the answer that page fault is 6. So this is how you can run the C programs in Cygwin terminal.